I feel like you have this persona as this kind of our modern day de facto symbol of the West in a way, the Old West, and like between the Big Lebowski, Tombstone, and even like on your part on Parks and Recreation, like the alternative Ron Swanson, you have become this kind of symbol of the Old West, and I'm curious, like, how do you feel about that? Has that been something conscious that you've done? Because your first film was...
I did. I have a heritage from the West, my family. I had a relative in the Alamo. I had a relative, I've got history in Texas, basically. But it's something because of that I always hearken to, that family heritage. And then it became, I was the guy. I started out with episodic television in the 60s, late 60s, and then early 70s, and I did long-form television projects, and it was either the Cowboys or the bikers, and I kind of got into this box about being the cowboy in town. And I was the first guy with a mustache in town. And I used to kind of bristle at that, because it was like very limiting in some respects. And then I got to thinking, well, you know what? I wouldn't work with the Coen brothers if that wasn't the way it was. I wouldn't have done a movie called The Golden Compass, which I'm very proud of because of that. I probably wouldn't have done Tombstone. I wouldn't have worked with a lot of really good people if I hadn't have been that guy that truthfully or truly or not was some representation, some, for lack of, don't misunderstand the word, but iconic of that genre, So I'm happy with it. And then I did a movie one time with a guy named Rod Lurie that did this director called The Contender. And Rod had Jeff Bridges to play the president in this movie, and he told me, I said, he sent me this script, and it's like all of a sudden this guy, and he's got a three-piece suit on, and buzz haircut and no mustache, and he's playing the chief of staff. And I asked Rod, I said, so what, I see the script, it's a great script, and you've got great people, but I don't know how I fit in here. And he said, I was watching a Big Lebowski last night, and he said, I just want to see more of you and the dude together. So it's like, what?
I think he flows right into this romantic role. When people have been swooning. It's very exciting to see him. Yeah, just to get to...
Brett and Mark gave me a gift, and particularly Brett, and his, taking me on as his actor, gave me a great gift and an opportunity to do something different.
It's all
sure was fun.
He just brought it.
Sure was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
I was hospitalized. I had internal bleeding for a few days, and I had to postpone my tour for a couple of months. So it was very confusing